is a comedy podcast where we take today's headlines and create a comic book origin story for them. My name is Drew Mick.
I'm Nathan Haynes.
And I'm Tanner Ackerman.
Well, listeners, if you're hearing this, big crime dog, McGruff the Crime Dogs Holding Company, has not come to shut us down yet after last week's intellectual property theft of McGruff.
I did really enjoy when we opened up our chat window that it saved the chat history of a picture of McGruff right there staring at me.
Throwing out the first.
It was unfortunate that it was that article talking about how the McGruff the Crime Dog actor was arrested. But if you don't scroll up a whole lot, you get that inspiration, a little extra jolt to start.
This really happy picture of McGruff just waving. It's pretty great.
What you don't know is he's waving at his weed dealer, so it's a little.
Oh, really? I thought it was his grenade launcher dealer.
Oh boy.
So, Nate, what are we doing today?
Well, if you've listened to the past 3 episodes, you'll kind of have a good idea what we're doing here. But just in case, I'll give you a quick rundown of what's going on here. Like Drew kind of said at the top of the podcast, what we do here is we take recent headlines and we try and turn them into superhero origin stories or supervillain origin stories. So what we've been doing is we collect articles from across the internet, bizarre headlines that we think could be funny if we talked about them, and we're going to select an article at random. We're going to select good versus evil at random, and we're going to try and make something out of that. So Tanner, I guess, do you want to give the good versus evil wheel a spin?
Yeah, let me go here. And we are doing someone good again.
Okay.
All right.
So how about you give us a number from 1 to 10?
All right, I can do that. And we
Easy enough.
Got a 4. So let's see, what is that?
Yes.
This one.
British University. Oh, wait, sorry. This comes from, it's called Study International. And it is British University sorry after wrongly giving students 300 coffee cups worth of caffeine.
No, I don't see the problem.
That's me every day.
I know Drew definitely doesn't see a problem with this.
Now, Drew, you worked without reading the article, you worked at a Barnes & Noble for some time.
Yes.
How do you think that this occurred?
That's a good question, Nate.
Do you think they just gave him they accidentally gave him a really big cup? Like they started to pour coffee into like a 55-gallon drum and then just kind of gave it to him. And then after the fact, they were like,
oh, we shouldn't have done that. Yeah, it's probably a big old gallon cup. And just no one saw the problem with it.
Now, why the student decided they needed to drink all that coffee is beyond me. I don't know how their stomach held it, but whatever.
Drink that much. Maybe we should.
I think what's probably going on here is that it was maybe a pill or something. I haven't read it.
I don't know. I feel like we should go as far as we can without reading it.
That is true.
I like that idea.
I don't know.
I think right off the hand, you have to have someone who has super speed.
I mean, I was kind of imagining a sort of Fry from Futurama
exactly.
episode when he drinks coffee meets sort of a Kitty Pryde thing where they vibrate so hard that they can just go through shit.
That would
Kitty Pryde or kind of what the Flash does sometimes.
Yeah, I think maybe vibrating should be a way to go with this, because the shaking is definitely something I'm thinking about.
It is multiple students, so what we could do is some sort of team here.
Ooh.
Oh.
How many students is it?
It just says students.
I thought it was going to be 300
All
students.
right, I'm cracking it open.
All right, let's look at it.
2 students.
Oh. All right.
So
that's actually pretty good. We can have a duo.
Easy.
Yeah, evil duo. No, good duo. They're not evil.
So should we do... I'm trying to think of like coffee other than like speed and like jitters and whatnot.
It wakes you up.
That's their curse. They can't sleep.
Alertness. Do they need a constant stream of coffee or caffeine in order to maintain this, or are they forever altered?
I think I like the idea that they need to constantly keep coffee in them, or else like maybe not only would they lose their powers, maybe they'll lose their life. Because I like the idea of giving some weaknesses to some of our heroes.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot, actually.
Sort of like the movie, almost like the movie Speed, or more specifically, wasn't there a movie, it was like High Voltage, starring Jason Statham, where he basically had some sort of thing attached to his heart where if his adrenaline level went below something or other, his heart would explode?
Isn't that Crank?
Yeah.
I definitely watched that movie. Not that this is too similar, but I mean, because I think this is very different. There's nothing attached to our kids' hearts. But like that sort of scenario where if they go too low, they either die or like it kind of swings the other direction. Like they become super lethargic and can't focus.
The movie you are looking for is Crank High Voltage.
Ah, damn.
But you're close.
It's halfway there.
It was close.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either.
It's not good.
I just get a real transporter vibe from it,
The
as
plot
with
sounds
everything that
neat.
Jason Statham is in.
Exactly.
All right, so we have two college age students,
Yes.
and they have super speed and then they can move through solid objects due to their vibrations, but they need a constant stream of coffee in order to maintain this effect.
So
Does that sound about right?
yeah. Do
Yes.
both of them have the same power then?
Oh, should one?
Oh, is there some way we could make sort of a like linked yin yang kind of power?
I was wondering like a Maso Menos kind of thing.
So like, well, one has super speed, one can actually vibrate through things. They can't both.
Yeah. What if like one can do, like you said, Tanner, one can do super speed, one can move through shit. But like if they are like touching, they can like have the other do their power as well.
Yes.
Whoa.
So like if we both need, kind of like Kitty Pryde in that one scenario where she can like pull people through walls and stuff with her.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but they have to be touching in order to do it. Otherwise, they just have the one power.
Powerful together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, I'm liking these beautiful. Should we have do we want? I didn't actually look at whether it was a boy and I mean, we can kind of do whatever we want. Do we have a preference?
Like do like a brother sister thing.
I kind of like a brother sister thing, sort of a Wonder Twins.
There we go.
Esque.
Yes.
Yeah. Now the real question is, did the university do this on purpose?
Oh.
Maybe the university or this college is like doing the secret operations to try and get these superpowered people out there, because I mean, with such heroes as Bushido Sobo and McGruff out there in the world, that's kind of like a escalation kind of thing. They need something of their own.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it could be an evil organization that created these two people, these two students, but ultimately they broke out or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So are they like fighting against the university then? Are they like the government trying to control superheroes?
I could see that.
Okay. So is it like a Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch where they're being locked up by?
There you go. That's a good analogy.
That type of thing. I think that's it. So they were experimented on to get this with coffee.
Yes.
Yes.
Were they like, was the coffee put into them like through an IV or something?
Just like, drink this, and it's a 50-gallon tank of coffee.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit big, but I
Let's
guess.
just say they didn't get any like good ACT scores, no good scholarships to get into this college.
They're real dumb.
Maybe they were selected and given a full ride just so then they could have these experiments done on them.
The university somehow was able to ascertain they were the most susceptible to caffeine, and so as a result, they intentionally gave them a free ride. Is that what you're saying?
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So
and they're also
like,
the only ones stupid enough to drink 30 gallons. I like, my favorite part about this title is that they put sorry in parentheses. We're sorry.
Yeah.
Our bad.
Well, it's like sorry, but they're not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Exactly. It was supposed to be some sort of quote from the university, but instead it comes off as, we're sorry, I guess. No one told them they had to drink all 55 gallons. We just put it there.
The doses could easily have been fatal. Whatever.
Jeez. Life-threatening effects caused by the experiment blunder. Well,
Blunder.
these quotes are working against them.
Oh, they were in intensive care.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would hope so.
Yeah, that is a lot of caffeine. You're right.
But okay, so what are these? So let's dial it back in. We've got our powers, and we have sort of the origin of the powers. Sure. So what are they doing now? Like, what is their motivation? Are they exacting revenge on the university? Are they spending their time hitting up coffee shops?
Well,
to try and get more coffee? And what are what are they doing to be a hero? Heroes.
So I think it's like they're anti that university, but also still like trying to help people out in their everyday lives and like stop crimes.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same
especially
time,
maybe they're trying to help people who have been wronged by this university.
Oh, okay. That's one way to do it. Are they like freeing people that are like also getting experimented on?
Oh man, then we've got a whole more pantheon for our heroes then.
Yeah, definitely. This could...
Maybe for now they're like the only two that maybe were a success and the only two that were able to get out.
And everyone else has died?
Well, that or they flunked out.
Is that the term for it?
Yeah. That's what the
I
university.
do enjoy the idea of they're in the middle of a fight, but they're losing their powers, so they run into a Starbucks and are just waiting in line. It's just moving so slow.
And then Starbucks just butchers their name.
So they are helping people. What specifically could they do to like for people that are wronged by the university?
So are we talking? I mean, we have a fiction of the university as this mega
Hydra-esque.
almost evil, Hydra-esque corporation or organization that's experimenting on people. But are they also helping people who were somehow wronged with like loan payments? Were they? The university just only opened up 10 spots for, chemistry 201. And maybe when they said they were going to open 20. And so like these kids are basically righting small wrongs as well as the big wrongs. Because those are the wrongs that they know.
They're just doing like campus crime, like trying to stop campus crime.
Yeah.
The school security isn't enough. We need to be more. One
of them is the fast one runs home drunk people who are stumbling on their way home, like dangerously. So they get people back to their beds. I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff that happens on the campus that these two would be tapped into that they could really help out with, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh no, I'm locked out and I'm in my towel. This is so embarrassing. Whoa, it's open. How did this happen?
Someone just vibrates through the bathroom, hands him a towel. There you go. That's a little weird, but thanks.
I mean, I like it. Not all heroes have to fight the man. There's crime on every level.
Oh, no. I should have checked to make sure there was toilet paper in here. Hand just vibrates through.
Got you, bud.
There you go. I got you.
I don't want to stop our train here, but would now be a good time. We keep having to refer to them as our heroes or the one that's fast. Would it be worth it to try and workshop some names here a little bit?
Oh yeah, definitely.
As long as we don't go off on a 20-minute McGruff streak.
Now that has never happened, so I don't know what
don't even worry about that.
Listeners, disregard that. I had an idea for the pair of them, as a group. Double shot's a thing, right?
Yes.
But I don't like
espresso.
That could be the name for the both of them. Double shot.
Really good name.
There you go.
The duo, at least. Double shot.
But what do we call their individual names?
Let's see.
I was thinking of coffee terms, which that's 3 years of my life.
Yeah, so you should have that down.
In Starbucks, they call it a dopio. That's what a double shot is.
No, that isn't real.
I don't like that.
just
what about
just naming facts, guys? You don't need to.
Well, I mean, that sounds like a fake fact to me, but whatever. What about for the one that vibrates through things? I don't know. We gotta pick which one is the boy and which was the girl eventually, but jitters.
I had the same thought.
I didn't. I had flutter because I'm on the thesaurus for vibrate.
Of course you are.
Little peek behind the curtain.
It's messy back there.
Yeah, but jitters is way better than flutter.
Yeah.
So we should come down now. Is jitters the one that vibrates through walls? Is that the man or the woman?
Well, which is less creepy? I think both are pretty creepy.
I like the man as the one who vibrates through walls, I guess. It also helps differentiate the character from Kitty Pryde.
That is true.
Yeah, I thought that too. Okay, so
Jitters is the guy.
Is the man.
Now, what about the one that vibrates so much that they go fast? Is that the idea?
Yeah, they're just super speed.
Double shot.
How about the Flash?
Oh.
Ooh. That's a great name idea.
Let's explore that.
How has no one ever used this before?
Hit us with some more coffee terms, Drew.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll workshop it.
I mean, a red eye is I think a coffee with a shot of espresso in it. There's lattes, americanos, mochas. It's been a year, guys.
You still have the gift, Drew.
Trying to think of adjacent terms to coffee.
We could just
call
like
how jitters
him or her espresso. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking that's kind of like quick, like express.
It could play on that whole idea that some people pronounce espresso as espresso.
I was just gonna say that. Was.
I mean, that could be the name. It's just espresso.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right.
I mean, not that. I mean, if you guys aren't enthused about it, like definitely we can keep workshopping it and stuff.
No, espresso is good in my opinion.
I think that was a good idea.
I mean, you nailed it perfectly for the duo name, which is more important in my opinion in this situation. Double shot.
Double shot.
Well, espresso was your idea, correct?
Yes.
Okay, credit where credit is due there. I wasn't trying to get that idea.
And the guy who worked in the coffee shop offered nothing.
So we're going with espresso?
Yes, espresso.
I like that
want them to
because
always act like Tweak from South Park also when they're like super caffeinated.
I like the idea of an espresso because I could see it being a running thing in a comic book where people are like, "Oh, like the coffee thing." It's like, well, it's kind of, but it's actually espresso. I have to go.
You got any coffee? Just run away.
Give me your coffee.
No, we did create good people, but they need a lot of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It's
so,
true.
How are they getting this? Obviously, they can't do a life of crime, coffee crime. They need some sort of income or coffee income.
Maybe they run a coffee shop.
I was thinking that too.
Boom.
Cook the books a little bit.
Coffee embezzlement.
Now I've noticed your deficit. You guys seem to have sold 300 gallons of coffee, but you've made no money.
That's right.
How is that possible? I was wondering if this is slightly grosser, but if they use their super speed and abilities to basically steal people's coffee that they were about to throw away.
So they're getting this backwash
The
coffee.
dregs, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, they're college students, so I don't know if they could own a coffee shop.
True.
Unless this is just after they can no longer sustain the lifestyle of a college student because.
Well, I mean, are they even still in college? Or are they just hanging out there?
Oh, like they run the coffee shop on campus?
Yeah, but how does the dean allow that?
Maybe they made a deal with them
part?
that they get a coffee shop after the experiment went wrong.
I could see that.
Yeah, I mean they could definitely blackmail the crap out of them.
Black coffee the crap out of them.
That was so stupid.
I know. I immediately regret it.
It did get a laugh out of me though. But no, I mean I just really like the idea of they own a coffee shop on campus. It's like they're like if it was a sitcom, that's where a lot of the scenes take place always.
The Daily Grind or the Central Perk.
Yep.
Yeah. What's that coffee shop in Flash that they
Jitters is what it's called.
Oh,
can't use that.
nah, we can still use it.
Oh, we're still using it.
So okay, what is the situation? So they do work or own the coffee shop on campus?
Yes, I think
Or the popular one with the kids, and that's how they keep their finger on the pulse. There, is the kids come in, doing their homework and talk about their college woes.
Did you hear about all the vandalism in Brant Hall? And you're like, oh my god. Well, looks like I know where Jitters is going to be tonight. Like that kind of thing.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
I like that. The best way to get your information straight from the source.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
My professor gave me a B. He ruined my 4.0. Well, we got to do something about that.
And then they go and kill that professor.
Well,
Well, hold on.
Double shot. What have you done? We fixed the problem.
There's blood everywhere.
A's for everyone. He had just earned tenure.
Maybe not kill.
What does the cover of this book look like? The comic book.
Drew, I feel like you should take this one, having the most experience with coffee.
I'm trying to think, I kind of had in my mind the first cover would be kind of their origin story with somehow them two discarded gallon things of coffee behind them. One of them running towards the off the page, and the other, how do you really show that she can or that he can vibrate through stuff?
I think you have I don't know, you draw it such that I've seen it where there's sort of a little ghostly outline slightly to the left and right of them, and there's some lines sort of around him indicating that they're vibrating a little bit, and then you maybe show his arm poking through something and him being like, whoa, what? A shocked look on his face as if to say, whoa, what's happening?
Better yet, maybe it's he's doing that and reaching for a cup of coffee on the other side of the wall.
Oh yeah, I love that.
That's a
There we
great
go.
idea. I like that a
And
lot.
then she's running and collecting, or she's running and has 2 cups of coffee in each hand while she's running and just chugging.
And then, so how they're is the comic gonna be called Double Shot?
Yeah.
That was my thinking. Yeah.
So then, will it be double shot, in a mock of the Starbucks logo, kind of? So it's a clearly coffee type thing.
Just different enough.
Just different
enough. You know how they do.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they need some sort of logo like that.
I'm trying to think what that logo would look like.
I mean, what is Starbucks? It just says like Starbucks and then coffee around that siren, right?
Yeah, it's a siren.
Maybe they replace the siren with something else.
Maybe it's literally a siren, like a speaker.
Get it? Like Starbucks.
Just like Starbucks. It's just different enough. Really, that bears no resemblance unless anyone knows what a siren
you in the face with trying to reference it. It's a literal siren.
Sun deer. I don't know. That's so bad. I regret that one too.
No, sorry, what?
Sun deer?
Like the sun is a star,
Starbucks.
and then a buck is.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
God.
I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, guys. I'm very tired, and I could use some more coffee.
this
tying it back in
has definitely helped you not think about coffee too, I'm sure.
No.
So should we summarize what we have so far?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Two students, brother and sister, attend the University of Northumbria.
That's what was in the article, yeah.
Correct. They attend it on an academic scholarship, full ride, but little do they know the university has a little bit more sinister plans. They want to experiment on them, knowing that the brother and sister are especially susceptible to caffeine and caffeinated beverages, and force them to consume 300 times the amount of caffeine in a single cup of coffee all at once, or at least as all at once as you can get with just a big gallon drum of coffee.
I'm starting to get the sense this was less of an experiment and more of just college hazing. Just like,
welcome to University of Northumbria.
Oh shit, did we just change the whole story?
Gave it a little bit of different flavor.
No, it's still an experiment.
Well, it doesn't explain their scholarship then.
Not at all.
It could still be just a really badly run experiment, but still an experiment.
Yeah, they weren't good at it.
We could have done this so many other ways. No, they had to chug it.
I mean, I have these pills. No, chugging it. I already bought all the coffee.
This is what we get for running the experiment through fraternity.
What did we expect?
So yeah.
So the result of this experiment, this bad experiment, is that both of the brother and sister got coffee-related powers, and that Jitters, the male, was able to vibrate so hard that he was able to go through walls and pull other things through, well, not just walls, any physical objects, and pull physical objects that he's touching through with him. And the girl, the woman, what was her name?
Espresso.
Oh, Espresso was able to vibrate and basically have super speed. And they can, if they are touching, they can share their power with each other. But they have to be touching in order to use it. So these two escaped from captivity of the University of Northumbria and have decided to sort of start again at the university, keeping a low profile, but somehow having a coffee shop on campus, where they came back under different names, but managed to basically hear the news and the campus crime that's coming in via the students who come into the coffee shop, and they go out and try and solve these crimes, like people getting locked out of rooms, people stumbling home from the bars, all these kind of, or any sort of actual crimes occurring on campus. They try and handle themselves as a way to sort of give back to or handle the crime that they know at a level that they're able to help. While at the same time sort of, I imagine, building a plan to help take down the university from the inside.
Did we mention their limitation with coffee?
Ah, correct. So as to continue, in order to sustain these powers that they have, they do need to have a constant stream of coffee and caffeine coming into their bodies at all times. I like to imagine it's only coffee. They can't go and, have caffeine from any other source. It like messes up their power somehow if they try and do it any other way. So basically they are skimming coffee off the top of their business that they're running at the university. Otherwise, if they do not consume the amount of coffee they need, they actually start to go in the opposite direction, where they get slow and lethargic and they can't really focus, and as a result are not very good superheroes or human beings.
Yeah,
that
sounds about right.
There we go.
Now, do they have any connections to our current pantheon?
I've been really thinking hard on that one, and so far I'm at
have
nothing.
An idea.
What we got?
Well, I mean, I don't want to tie it in. I don't want to make our universe so tight knit that it's hard to, like, it becomes constricting in a way, but I believe the students of the Watchdogs from the last episode were college students.
I wasn't sure if we arrived at that conclusion.
I don't think we ever agreed on that. Maybe they're going to go to college there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, because if that was the case, they don't have to be a tight association, but they could be at that. Oh wait, this is a Northumbria college though. This isn't the BBC.
It could be.
Maybe that
it
wouldn't
could
work
be
then.
Whatever college we want, Nathan.
Well, I did say the University of Northumbria, though.
Yeah, you're
I mean,
right. We're pretty much
set in stone.
bound by law there, I suppose.
Well, I mean, I guess you could edit it in. The University of New York. Man, I can't believe the University of New York did that to them. So crazy.
It's crazy that university, which is called New York.
I mean, maybe this is fine to just leave on its own because it gives us a hook in the UK. We have a number of established heroes in the East Coast of the United States, but maybe this is good to sort of give a foothold for us in Europe for future heroes that hang or villains that hang out there.
There we go.
Yeah,
It's Europe's response.
We leave it open.
I could get behind that. So, like, what else could be considered campus crime at their college?
So one I've been thinking about is, there's a party going on and there's someone who is playing beer pong, but he's not watching his bows.
He's got to watch those bows.
Yeah, you gotta watch those bows.
I also really like how all of our campus crime is less about, like, education and more about the parties. I think that really speaks towards some of our college experience.
Now, I know we all know here, but we definitely all know what you're talking about. What are you talking about when you say bows? Oh, elbows.
Nate just got them.
You guys can't just use hip lingo and not explain it.
Yeah.
I was like, what is he
You gotta watch
talking
those
about?
bows, man. Come on. Bows.
What kind of bow-related crime are you talking about? Are you saying, Espresso is going to come in and like delicately lower their elbow when they're about to, hit somebody in the face, or what's going on?
They're gonna
Okay,
pull them
so
back from the table slightly when they go to shoot.
in beer pong, when you are throwing the ping pong across the table, it's a rule, or in most games at least, where your elbow can't cross the side of the table that you're on. It's got to stay behind that table edge. So it's kind of like not crossing the line in bowling.
See, yeah, we play with the Smith Horton rule set that you probably haven't heard
what's that,
of,
Nate?
where
Please.
Bows. It was made by Thomas Smith and John Horton, two pioneers of the Red Solo Cup in 1987, as a result of the great. I have to go.
I was impressed.
Oh, what? Oh, yep. So my dog's here. I have to go. Bye. Yeah, I didn't know. I sound like a real wet blanket now.
Real
They never
goofus.
No, I just didn't know.
So I'm just imagining like someone clearly with their bows like over the table, like Espresso runs in and just kind of moves them back. But it really would throw off the whole Pong game. Maybe they get a bounce in there. or like moves this person back and then like stops after the failed shot happens. It's just like watch the bows and then just speeds away.
No, then they say celebrity and they shoot and drain a shot real quick.
What about a situation where two people are hustling other people at beer pong, saying like, no, we're not very good at pong at all. You can play us. It's all good. Well, why don't we play for some money? And then they're actually super good at pong. And so
they're like hustling freshmen.
I imagine Espresso comes in and in real time delicately moves their ball just slightly to the left so it doesn't go in, and helps the other people sort of to just, without even noting that they're there, they're secretly helping these underdogs win this unfair beer pong game.
There's like a slow motion shot where the ball is like moving and Espresso just comes in and just slightly pokes it.
Mm-hmm. Sort of like in the X-Men. Which X-Men movie was that with the new Quicksilver, where he's running around and listening to music and he's delicately poking? He's basically moving things very slightly.
Oh, man.
That was in Days of Future Past. What other kind of crimes? So we got beer pong crime.
We've got party crimes, party fouls.
So like someone's not putting water in their beer pong cups or beer in it. I feel like it's just beer pong crimes are all they deal with.
I'm wondering if we can't get some actual education things in here.
What about stolen bikes? That happens all the time.
Man, yeah, that happened a lot.
Rounding up stolen bikes all the time.
Now, Tanner, you may know this, but where Nathan and I went to college, people would steal bikes and then throw them off a hill.
Oh wow, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, and it would get just stuck in trees and whatnot.
If you weren't being a dick enough by stealing somebody's bike, why not throw it off of a hill?
Yeah, it was great. There was also a designated window in one dormitory where people would throw their ice cream cones at it.
What? Why? What is wrong with our school?
Sounds like a real good school to attend.
Mm-hmm. Ice cream window. Look it up.
Not sure. I'm sure there's plenty of articles out there.
Definitely.
I gotta do a quick Google.
Yeah, check that one out.
So I'm just imagining espresso ice cream cone being thrown, and she just denies it like a basketball, swats it down.
Dikembe Mutombo.
No.
Don't be a dick, and just runs away.
Or espresso running up next to somebody who's stealing a bike and very delicately putting a big stick in between. Like, not the bike, I suppose, but putting a big stick in between one of the wheels, and they just take a digger right off the bike.
Just face plants it. No, espresso, do you want to talk about it? That person literally died. Oh, I thought I was doing the right thing.
Everyone makes mistakes. Ruffles hair. Now, we've talked a lot about slow motion crime solving. What kind of crimes can you solve by moving things through walls and other physical objects? I feel like Jitters is missing out here.
Yeah, we have been doing a lot of the speed ones.
Jitters can help with getting locked out. I suppose Jitters can help with if you forgot your bike key, but...
No, that's perfect. Getting locked out of your dorm.
Or there's a test where you can use your study guide on it, but someone forgot their study guide. Just vibrate that on in.
I'm loving how innocuous all this crime is.
So it's just like they're literally cheating on tests.
Well, no, if you were allowed to use the study guide, they just forgot it.
Yeah, they just forgot.
And so instead of just like, Professor, I forgot my study guide. Can I go get it? Yes.
Well, the professor is mean. They're the bad guy in this and like will not let them do it. So that's where the crime comes in.
Right, yeah.
We know where Drew Bear's alliances lie. He's big pro teacher Drew Bear over here.
Yeah. Drew's pro big education.
That's me to a T.
Or a situation where the professor said, get your paper into my desk by 3 p.m. and he locked the door afterwards and went home, and everybody's like, but I have it's right here. I just meant to put it on his desk. And a lot of locked door scenarios really coming up.
Yeah.
With Jitters.
I mean, we already came up with the toilet paper thing, but that's more of that's not even college specific.
That was perfection on the first one.
Yeah.
No one's gonna top that.
Someone's like in at an 8 a.m. class or something and just like kind of nodding off, and then little 16-ounce grande coffee just comes through the wall behind them, puts it on their desk.
Coffee related heroism.
Yes. That's not even a crime. That's just a good deed.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go to drink it, and it's actually already gone because
they needed it.
He already drank it.
It's the gesture that counts, though. One thing we didn't discuss at all, which could be good to discuss: do these guys have superhero outfits?
We did not discuss that.
If so, what are they?
Yeah,
I think just like that apron that they wear at Starbucks.
Oh, yes.
And nothing else.
That one that I definitely didn't walk out the store with on my last day. Absolutely.
I'm sure they're still scratching their heads over that one.
The perfect
But where did it go?
Yeah, they had 50 of them, and plus this one was pretty grody, so it was whatever.
So you wanted it?
I could wash it.
You wanted that apron that bad?
Yeah. I spilled blood in that place. That's the least they could give me. I also stole my name tag. Boom. Justice.
I feel like you should get that no matter what.
I stole it. I did a crime. I'm such a badass. What up?
So what do they actually wear? Because I feel like the Starbucks apron isn't very cool.
Yeah, that's a little too on the nose. Especially, is it a Starbucks that they're working at? So they are working at a Starbucks on campus. It's not their own homegrown.
No, I want it to be a homegrown. Fuck Starbucks. Sorry, Drew.
But Starbucks, if you do want to sponsor this podcast, we are open.
Yeah, no, I mean, totally. Throw that money at us.
I could care less. Technically, the Barnes & Noble Cafe is not a Starbucks, so.
All right. Sorry, Drew.
You're goddamn right.
Sorry, Drew.
Yeah.
Sorry, Drew. What's the name of their coffee shop? That could be fun.
Oh.
I mean, they could just call it, like, maybe they call it Double Shot.
Yeah, I guess. I don't mind that.
Now, is this coffee shop also their, like, secret headquarters then?
Yeah.
I gotta imagine
they've got, like, a freever in the back. I also imagine,
with
with
a laptop in it, and that's their headquarters.
It's just really cold.
What, Drew? Okay, you made a lot of coffee in your day.
Yep.
So I had this sort of idea where they could, set up the machines and everything to make a specific drink that would then reveal the door to their secret hideout or something. So what would be a drink that no one in their right mind would ever order from a coffee shop? Like, in a million years, no one would come up with this
The
idea.
most ridiculous drink that I ever had to make was this guy who came in and he ordered a 10-shot mocha.
Sorry,
10?
huh?
10.
No, so, Drew, it's kind of weird. You're coming through. You sound like you're saying
That is 10. 10 shots.
Oh, shit.
5 double shots. He was insane. He said he
did he-
needed it medically, and I just have a hard time believing that.
That doesn't make any kind of sense.
Was he struck by lightning on the spot as soon as he drank it?
Wait, maybe you ran into our superheroes, Drew.
Real world superhero. So you could do like a 10-shot non-fat mocha, sugar-free, except made in it's a venti made in a grande cup. That's
Perfect. That's just an idea. I like the idea that it's just the freezer. They're not super smart.
Also, that
they're
drink
just
would
college
take like
students.
about a minute to make. So if they really need to get into their secret headquarters, they're kind of SOL there.
The machine's not on. It's gotta warm
Oh
up.
man, we lost
Damn
power
it.
again.
So just the freezer then? I like the freezer.
I like that idea.
Well, judging by the crimes that they're choosing to solve, I don't think they're super smart. So a secret hidden base underneath their coffee shop seems a bit of a stretch.
Now,
for
if
them.
they're running around going by the name Double Shot, and then they are also known, or they own a coffee shop named Double Shot, do you think people like know? They have to.
Nope. No.
I don't know. I think you could do suspension of disbelief there because, I mean, how do you not know that Clark Kent and Superman are the same person?
He wears glasses.
Yeah, well, they're not wearing their outfits, so I mean, you could make that argument.
I mean, we could do that, or it could be everyone like knows, and they're just kind of like, yeah, we'll just give that to them.
Could be that.
Or they're doing their superheroism so well that nobody even knows they exist.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they're kind of like
All these crimes we've described have been very...
That's true. It's true.
They're not very obvious about
where
it.
they slip in and slip out. Yeah, maybe no one knows about them at all.
Except for those times in the parties, like where they just run in and it's like, that's a party foul, and then run away.
Was somebody just here in an outfit? What did somebody see that? I didn't. Did somebody just say no party fouls? I could swear I saw someone here.
I mean, then they could just chalk that up to the drinking.
Mm-hmm,
we
exactly.
go.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they wearing?
Oh yeah, we never decided that.
What if they've got it set up so that they can wear their barista aprons, and then they can just turn it around and it's a cape then?
And that's it.
That's all they do. And they put on masks, and that's it.
Yeah, those masks that cover just their eyes.
So they've got just typical uniform, khaki pants, white polo, and they just flip the apron around and put on a mask.
Not all heroes wear capes, but these
Ones
they do.
definitely do.
I like that. I like that it really sticks with our theme of really the everyman kind of hero. They're not super smart. They're not super, they don't have these big grandiose plans about how to save the world. They just want to help this college any way they can. Well, the students anyway.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really big on enforcing party law.
There is no law above party law.
Mm-hmm.
I think maritime
Right.
law, though. That might be above party law.
Maritime, yeah.
That's a whole different
That's
ball
right.
game. Party law, I don't know if party law even applies in maritime, like out on the seas.
Oh my.
Have you guys ever done beer pong on the seas? I don't know.
Okay. Well,
I did in a lake once.
wait, what?
Well, it's close.
On a lake?
You played it on a boat on a lake, or was it like?
No, we had like one of those floaty beer pong tables.
Those are so hard to work with.
I know they're not the best. It was kind of fun.
So did we want to wrap it up then?
I think we have a good amount of information here. We think we covered all the bases that we normally like to cover for our superheroes.
Yeah.
Great. So this has been issue number 4 of Headline Heroes, featuring our new superhero duo, Double Shot. We did want to take this time to thank Brett Jacobson, who created the art for our show, and also Carl Sorensen, who created all the music for this. Carl does have a website that we like to pitch, carljsorensen.com, and we will add a link to that in our show notes. If you had any articles that you'd like to see us discuss, our email is headlineheroescast@gmail.com. Otherwise, feel free to follow us on Twitter at headline_heroes for the latest updates for our show. We thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll pick up the next issue of Headline Heroes.